What's going on, everyone? Great Talent here, and today we're going to talk about Hitman 3 for played and reviewed on PS5. So, before we get into it, just want to thank everyone once again for stopping by. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and you will get a bunch of more content coming your way. If not daily, it's going to be at least 2 to 3 times per week. I am very, very adamant about that for as long as possible. So, with that being said, again, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to drop a like and a comment, even, and a sub, and let's get started. So, Hitman 3 finishes off. First of all, what is Hitman? Basically, the Hitman series is still by far the most creative way to covertly go on an assassination spree while looking stylish as fuck doing so. Literally, he's a very stylish Agent 47 to Hitman. So, that being said, Hitman series is all about just kind of strategically positioning yourself in this big sandbox. Every mission, it's not open world. It's like every mission's like a big sandbox mission, like enclosed areas, but big open areas, but not like completely like endless. Where you can, it's like your playground for destruction. To do as you see fit. You can either go on a killing spree and just go fucking murder everyone, which I have done just for shits and giggles, or you can play the game how the game wants you to play it by tackling numerous story intel missions as well as just finding your own way to your target. You don't have to use there's different tiers of difficulty in each Hitman game. This is the third and apparently last one in the Hitman story arc and game series for this time being. And you can play the game however you want. There's different sets of difficulties, ranging from rookie to professional to like master. And I played on professional difficulty, but difference being is that on rookie mode you get like help. Always get help. Professional mode you'll get help as much as you want with like where to go, with little story missions, with things to do, where to go, and intel and everything like that. And on rookie, they're not that noticeable. They're very forgiving, the AI. Like, they will not be suspicious of you at all. Professional difficulty, it'll be like, all right, they're a little more suspicious of you, but you get all the help. And masters, like, they're hostile as fuck. You get no help, and you got to figure shit out on your own, and you only get one save per level on master. Any other difficulty, you can save as much as you want, load and save. And I love games like that. I love games that let you save anywhere. It adds to the your creativity. You can like target and position yourself and coordinate your attack patterns. I think that's really smart. So I think Agent 47, you play as Agent 47. He's like the master hitman. He's like engineered, like the perfect assassin, the perfect organism, like engineered in a fucking lab almost. And he's like the start of this last final Hitman trilogy, because this Hitman series goes back to the early 2000s, but in this last set of the trilogy, like he loses in the start of this trilogy, this latest trilogy, which began I think in 2016 or 15, I want to say. I forget which year it was. I think it was 2015. I believe. I'm probably wrong, but anyway, he loses his memory. He has amnesia, and he's trying to figure out exactly like who he is and what he knows. He's an assassin, but he loses all of his memory. So, and now in this game, he gets it all back, and he remembers everything, and there's little nice cool twists and turns he takes here. He has a handler, her name is Diana, and she plays a big role at the end of the game, like toward his overall big reveal and story reveal and everything. But I don't want to ruin too much about the story, so let's talk about the gameplay. So, like I said before, this game harbors some truly memorable moments in regards to gameplay, in regards to the locales and the gameplay, assassination targets, and methods that you can in which undertake those assassinations. The amount of sheer imagination and creativity into crafting and building such a vast variety of methods, like in which you can dispose of your targets, is simply astounding. And the team at IO Interactive do such a fantastical job at seemingly one-upping themselves with each new installment and even every mission in the series. No assassination mission or story mission feels bland or repetitious or tedious. It all remains fresh yet familiar and begs to be replayed numerous times in order to see how many different and hilarious ways you can dispose of your targets and pull off homicide, life on the streets, pretty much. The only drawbacks, though, in regards to negativity that I have to say about this game is that the length of the game, first of all, because the game is rather on the short side, and you can probably finish this game within the course of 8 hours or less if you're looking to blow through it. And then narrative can feel a little bit too convoluted and complex for some like myself, because if you haven't played, I mean, I've played the Hitman games. I started my Hitman journey with Hitman Blood Money back in 2008, I want to say. Then I played Absolution, and then this Hitman trilogy. I haven't played, like, I have a friend who's played like all of them numerous times, and he's a Hitman fanatic. He's played it all the way back to the original Hitman 1, 2, Silent Assassin, then Hitman 3 Contracts. I've never played those games. I've only started with Blood Money and worked my way up from there. But I would love to go back and replay those other games, the older games. But maybe one day I will. I think there's an HD remaster, or maybe I'll just borrow my friends. Who knows? I'm sure they're all backwards compatible. I think they are right now on the Xbox. But anyway, with that being said, again, the plot it might be a little feel too convoluted, because what it does is that it links the older games with the comics. My friend and I were talking about a comic which I didn't even know existed, which fills in the blanks and acts as a bridge between the books and the games and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it adds a bunch more to the lore and the whole motif behind Agent 47, like where he came from, what he is, and so on and so forth. So in regards to the graphics, though, the game looks gorgeous and runs really smooth too. I think I clocked it in. I think I was looking at it. I felt like it was so smooth, where it's running at like 60 frames per second. There is no option to change between to toggle between performance and resolution mode, so you're all at just one type base thing. I wish they would add that option, but it ran pretty smoothly for me on the PS5 with no hiccups, no glitches, no slowdown, no dips and no lag, nothing like that. The sound immersed me as well, just as much as the gameplay. I was playing with my surround sound system. It was amazing, very immersive. Everything, so much was going on. You need a sound in this game too, to make sure you're not like being followed, you're not being chased. You could hear things going on in numerous rooms and throughout each mission, throughout the levels and doors and whatnot. And speaking of the gameplay, like I said, is the best part of this game. The sheer amount of ways, going back to the game, the gameplay, the sheer amount of ways you can dispose of your targets is damn near countless. I want to keep reiterating that because it's very important. By replaying missions, you'll find yourself typically finding new ways to execute objectives while unlocking challenges and leveling up along the way that enables you to unlock new weapons, gadgets, new point of entries, outfits per unique mission, and so on and so forth. You usually start off each mission with your signature silver baller pistols, along with your faithful coins which can be used as distraction tools, as well as your handy dandy fiber wire garrote, which you can unlock and find other weapons within each mission, and tools. And if you keep doing challenges, you can unlock permanent upgrades. Like I unlocked a permanent upgrade where for two really useful permanent upgrades. One was a syringe filled with poison that I got to choose as my loadout, one of my loadout weapons or gadgets or tools, and another was an advanced lockpick, so you can pick locked doors, which comes in very, very handy throughout each mission. In regards to the controls, for the most part, they are slick, but I want to also mention when you're in a combat situation, like I tried to do every mission like Silent Assassin, like the game was meant to be played, in my opinion, but in the very last segment of the last mission, you're on a train, which I love trains. You guys, whoever's watching, I love my train sections in movies and video games. You're on a train finale, and you're going through the rail cars, and you're in the snow area, and you're like, there's one part where you cannot progress anymore until and you're stopped by guards. No matter how you're dressed, you're stopped by guards, and they're like waving their hands like you can't pass here, and there's no way to get around them. So it's like, all right, fuck it. The game is telling me I can go on a fucking killing spree. So I pull out my guns, and I'm like, wow. When I'm in a combat situation, it feels like I had to toggle the sensitivity, but it felt like I was like drunk. I was just swaying. I couldn't really lock on my reticle too much, but so just to note, the combat, when you're in a combat situation with gun violence, sometimes the controls cannot need a little bit of tweaking. You might have to play around with it in the options menu, but that's just something to keep in mind. And the voice acting is pretty damn good, and the original voice actor does return to reprise his role as Agent 47 for one last ride, which I thought that was pretty cool. So Overall, folks, the Hitman 3 feels like a great send-off for the franchise and ends with a way that returns the series you can return to the series at a later date and return to form at a later date for Agent 47. I just can't wait to see what IO does next. With their next game is supposed to be set in the James Bond universe, which I think that's going to be amazing. They're such a talented team, and I can't wait to see what they do next. Yeah, I can even see them doing a Terminator game down the line, folks. So, honestly, if you really think about it, doing a Terminator game is somewhat similar to doing like a Hitman game, because you are an assassin, pretty much, or a Terminator. You're an assassin. You're narrowing down targets. You're going after targets. You're taking on different objectives, and you have to be in incognitus. You have to be incognito, in disguise, a lot of guises. And you're pretty much, the only difference is you're pretty much fucking invincible. I mean, unless you're going after targets that are like taking Terminators versus Terminators, or Terminators versus like elite enemies that are like can actually have anti-Terminator weapons. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm veering completely off the railroad tracks, forgive me, but I'm just excited to see what this developer does next besides James Bond. I can also see James Bond too, because you have to, a lot of spy and covert operations do take place within the spy universe, so I can see that being like a instead of like, you know, assassinate, being an assassin, you pretty much are have a license to kill. You're James Bond, and you're going on these missions in these elaborate locations, just like Agent 47, in these exotic locations, you know, covertly infiltrating and executing your objectives without being seen stealthily. So anyway, I'm sorry, I'm excited to see what these people do next. Anyway, that being said, that is my review of Hitman 3. I'm going to drop my score and then bounce. So if I had to score Hitman 3 on a scale of 1 to 10, I will give it an 8.5 out of 10. It is a great, great, great game. Yeah, if it just had a little more concise narrative and was a little bit longer, I would give it a higher score. But other than that, it is a fun ride. I can highly recommend it to anyone. I think it's just a fun, chill, strategic, great ride and great action stealth game. So heavy emphasis on the stealth. But anyway, with that being said, that is my review of Hitman 3. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and me love you long time, and I will catch you everybody next time. Thanks, as always, for stopping by.